don't think men are always right. You guys want to drive and then you don't ask for directions and you go in you go in a circle and you be like, oh, and you just
Well,
want
let us go into a circle, and if you don't approve of how we're
like,
driving, leave us alone
oh,
and go be with somebody else.
hmm?
Because that's your only way of being able to find out if he can actually lead you by leaving him alone to his own devices. And if he screws it up, you see he's the wrong guy for you. See?
No, I think that you guys always talk about men leading women, but some men don't even know how to lead themselves.
Okay,
And
they don't
want
need no woman.
a passenger seat with a guy that don't know what he's talking about.
Don't be
So
on the passenger
I think
seat, is what
we're
I'm
always,
saying, Kelly.
and there may even be scenarios where the man doesn't know as much as the woman, but you want her to sit in silence and be quiet when she could actually assist, but not be a
But
partner.
why is a woman with a
May
man
know
that she
more.
knows more than? Why don't
No,
she?
I'm saying when you're born, you're not gifted with knowledge of everything. Maybe she learned some things that he didn't learn, and she could assist him in areas, but you just want her to sit, rest in her femininity, and be quiet. That
It's
I
still
don't.
a way to it's still a way to go about it where you can respectfully inform somebody of something that does not require you to belittle or argue with them.
I agree.
You can glean something from anybody in life. I'm not saying because women are not in charge or should not be the leader of the relationship that they don't have anything valuable to say, because you can offer a very valuable perspective, right? But what we were talking about was strictly along the context of creating arguments within in a household, and those are counterproductive to maintaining the household.
Here,
And
I'll give an example of an argument I had.
Hold on, Kelly. I don't think he was
Feel
finished.
like,
Go ahead, Marcus. I don't
hmm?
think Marcus was finished. You
Oh,
want to
I'm
finish?
She's
sorry.
arguing now.
I'm sorry. It may have blipped. I thought you were
no,
done.
It is
yeah,
crazy. The
no,
man
you
is
could go.
speaking so eloquently, and she want to argue with the damn man.
Yeah, no,
It may have glitched. I thought you were done. Go ahead.
yeah, I lost my train of thought though. You can
Yeah, I
respond. I
lost my
appreciate
train of thought too, bro. I get it.
All right,
Okay.
go ahead,
So
Kelly.
I want to
Marcus ain't used to that.
of an
She's like,
actual real life conversation. When my son was born, doctors wanted to give him vaccination shots immediately in the hospital. I wanted to take time to do research on it and see exactly what was going in his body. And after I did all my research, I spoke with his father about it. I said, "Hey, what do you think about this? The doctor wants to vaccinate, and these are my concerns." And then he was like, "Well, if the doctor says do it, then just do it." And I was like, "Well, this is what I found out. This, and this. This is what's in them. This is what possible repercussions." And he was just like, "I don't know why we're still talking about this. I already said just do it. I have spoken. So I'm just supposed to possibly put my child in jeopardy because you didn't have the conversation."
that's a difference. That's important too, but the context is that's a baby daddy, and if y'all in two different households. That's an important conversation to have, but that's kind of like not what we're talking about. We're talking about a couple, because if y'all were still in the same household and y'all were together,
We were.
now it's a philosophy thing. Do we do the vax or do we not? Right? And it's a philosophy thing. So if it's we're pro that, then it's pro that. And if you don't like it being pro that, now it's a conversation that needs to be had, but it's not still not going to be an argument, because that's an important conversation with what goes into your child. So I agree with you on that. And if he says, if the doctor said do it, well,
Without any conversation. This is the kind
right.
of stuff that can come up that
Mhm.
is important.
Yeah.
And I don't like to act like arguments don't happen, disagreements don't happen. No, it doesn't have to be a fight, but there can be two people that have two different views on a thing. So how is that handled in a marriage?
Go to the mediator, go to your father, go to his father, go to somebody and just say, okay, hey, looks like we have two, because that's a belief system right there. That's like
Right.
celebrating Christmas versus not celebrating Christmas. Who's right? One person doesn't believe this and another person believe that, so you got to go to a mediator, your dad, his dad, and be like, okay, look, I do not believe in all this V word stuff. And he says, just do it. And I don't want to do it, but I don't want to undermine my household. Where do we go from here? And then you got a mediator that cares about both of y'all and will be able to give you, something that
But
stand-
also, yeah, but also,
So-
yeah, but also too in that situation, both people have to be understanding. So whenever you guys are having that dialogue, there has to be understanding, because if you're articulating a good point, then that person has to be able to receive it or understand what it is, and then kind of figure out which side you want to be. Do you want to be more on the side of risk because these are the potentials, or do you want to just go ahead and take the chance? You know, then you got to start looking at pre-health. If you have any pre-health things that you have dealt with before. So
Yeah, but not even listen to the possibilities because he's the man.
well, I mean, that's comes down with choice at that point.
well,
man.
that's problematic.
That was ignorance, what you're talking about. That's
Yeah,
ignorance.
Yeah,
I think that's too much. The way that we came up with our decision, we did our research together and made our decision based off of that, right? So if you practice that type of thing, I know you had those special circumstances, but you know, in the realm of couples situations, you do your research together, you're probably going to come up with the same outcome, right? You'll have a similar belief system, and that's why I said in the very beginning, it was extremely important to have the same type of value system. We're usually on the same page with most of that stuff. I don't even have to really ask like what she thinks about it, because it's like, okay, I already know she with the shits or no. Like I don't have to think about that. Like we're that intertwined where we know what our values are. So there's not crazy decisions or no, I don't like that, or no, I don't. You know, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's why in the very beginning, once you decide you're going to make somebody your wife or your husband, try to make sure you are on the same page with values. That's extremely important because a lot of arguments come up with that. Make sure you have the same value system.
Okay, we gotta transition. Alex, go ahead real quick.
I just wanted him to pass it. He's not passing it over. Oh, sometimes nothing. It's a weird one. Obviously, you said you'd go to a mediator, someone who you'd speak to. And I know you said you'd go to her dad or your dad. Why wouldn't you go to her mum or your mum?
We're not gonna go no women about nothing. We're gonna go to the men about something. What are you talking about?
My mum is a viral scientist, and she gave me so much information on vaccines. It's unreal. But if I hadn't spoke to my mum about
Because she's a viral scientist.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what. So I couldn't ask my dad that, could I? I couldn't ask my dad that though, could I? So
if she's a viral scientist, yes. But if she's not a viral scientist, you go to the man. What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. But I guess why? I don't get why you go to the man if what you do is you go to the best source. I would.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. No reason. I don't know.
Okay.
See, I'm not gonna argue with him.
No, that's good. That's fine. I'm not looking for an argument.
You're right,
I
Alex.
guess. I'm not right.
Go to the woman.
Go
Person
to the person who has the most information, like you say. I guess
they're smart.